So recently, Shannon Sharpe was on a Stephen A. Smith podcast, and they talked about the whole debacle that happened between him and Skip Bayless, and how he came very close to laying hands on Skip. But first, Stephen A. addressed this when he made news saying that Shannon Sharpe got pushed out of Undisputed rather than leaving on his own volition.
I made news the other day because first on Club Shay Shay, and then I reiterated it. I said, listen, I don't have to go into details. That's their business. It's not mine. But make no mistake about it, he was forced out. And people were like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And they acted as if I was wrong. Was I wrong, Shannon Shaw?
I will say this. I'm not here to confirm or deny anything. You've been a journalist for almost 3 decades, and I'm sure you've done your homework. I'm very happy with where I am now. I don't like to dwell too much into the past because I don't understand how that helped me in the future. But what it did teach me is that I need to make sure objects are closer than they appear. And I got to make sure I protect my blind spots.
So he answered it without answering it. I mean, if he had left, he would have been like, yeah, I left. You know what I'm saying? But he was willing to stay and see the contract through, but he knew the writing was on the wall, and they were forcing him out, which makes them even more stupid than I could have imagined that they were. I thought it was dumb enough that they let him leave, being the heavyweight of a free agent that he was, but to now know for sure that they forced him out? Idiots! So let's just go back to the Tom Brady clip where things pretty much bubbled over for the situation.
You have no objectivity. It's just straight Brady hate. Wait a minute. This is just straight hate by a guy who's jealous that he is still playing at a high level at 45 when you had to stop at 35.
That's what you do.
That's the point.
That's what you do. Every time I call something into question, I'm jealous.
No.
Skip, I did what I did.
I never said you were jealous of Baker Mayfield.
Skip, I did what I did. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame.
Okay,
I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what?
So what?
He's way better than you were.
I'm better than you.
Better.
Skip, what I got to see what you do? You take personal shots.
No, I don't take personal shots. You started it.
Time out. You would take a personal shot at me.
I didn't take a personal shot at you.
Wait a minute.
What are you talking about?
You would take a personal
Put your glasses back on.
As you reflect back on that moment, what goes through your mind, and how much trouble was the relationship between you two in at that particular moment?
A lot of that is my fault, because there were times that led up to that I felt that shots were taken, and I let it go. And I should have said something then, but I didn't. And I would bring it to people's attention, and they brushed it up under the rug. So that was my fault that it got to that point, and he felt that he could go over the top in that situation.
You know what? I'm glad that Shannon acknowledged responsibility right here, because I have this problem too, where you see people getting over on you or doing you some type of way, and you just let it slide, and it just builds up, because it's going to come out. It's going to spill out. You know what I'm saying? But you have to check it when it happens so that it doesn't build up so much, because, it could have built up to the point to where he laid hands on Skip. And it built up to that point, but fortunately he was able to retain himself and not take it there. But it's necessary to check people before that build up happens where you have to go off, because while it might be valid, you going off, you're going to look like the bad guy when you do. And luckily, Shannon didn't get all the way to that point. And ironically, he still was made to be the bad guy and pushed out, even though he held it together.
I think in any relationship where there's host, co-host, it's boyfriend, girlfriend, it's husband, wife, whatever the relationship is, once one partner has no respect for the other partner then in turn loses respect for said partner. Then I think it's only a matter of time. Because I felt in that moment he had lost all respect for me. He had no respect for me. He's trying to compare me to a tight end. I never said, I've always given Brady his credit. I've always given all great players,
trying to compare you to a quarterback.
Right. What I was trying to say, in that moment, Brady didn't play well. Brady didn't play well that game. I didn't talk about anything that he had done 3 weeks ago, 3 years ago, 20 years ago. I'm talking about that game. And for him to feel that he was trapped and he was losing a debate to attack me personally. When I've stood up, when guys have come on that show and tried to attack him personally, I was his bodyguard. I took the blows and said, hey, this is undisputed. Skip and Shannon. This is not yours. So I was very hurt and disappointed that he chose to go there with me when I've been one of the guys that's been in his corner. So it really, really hurt me.
So listen, when you're a good-hearted person like Shannon is, or like me, you learn this lesson the hard way. People are not going to treat you how you treat them. And while it seems logical that you think they should, it never happens that way. You will go all out your way to do for these people and bend over backwards and protect them with your all. They'll never do it for you if they not cut like that. And it hurts when you find that out, but it's just life.
This is what I told my bosses, and I don't want to get too specific.
Okay.
I said, had the shoe been on the other foot, what would have been the outcome? Had I attacked him personally, live on television, what would have happened? But the good in all of that is that when I walk in meetings and I meet CEOs and I meet CFOs and I meet people in charge of making decisions, they always say, the way you handled that situation told us everything we needed to know about you, and you're someone that we want to do business with. Because it took everything. Because I had to make a split-second decision. In that moment, Stephen, I had to make a split-second decision. And the decision I made was to have a further long-term career. Because I knew at that moment in time, it was only a matter of time.
And so this is the beautiful opposite result of when keeping it real goes wrong. He could have kept it real and laid hands on Skip, and it would have been assault charges and battery and all that type of stuff, and executives would have never hired him again. But now you can see the trajectory of where his life is going. He's blessed, and he's blessed behind the scenes because a lot of people took notice to how he handled himself in that situation. A lot of people with money and with influence, and they say, I like how you handled yourself. And at that moment, being real seems like the only choice there is for a black man, especially to make in that situation. But this is a perfect example. There's a lot of different ways to be real. Like, you can keep your dignity and speak your mind and go home without punching somebody in the face and still be real.
They was going to have to separate us. I knew that. I was willing to play out the contract, but I knew it was going to end because it started to come with greater regularity, the disrespect. You can say you can say I'm loud, you can say I'm obnoxious, you can say I'm arrogant, but to try to poo-poo my career, a seventh rounder that started out on special teams and played so well that I got into the Hall of Fame, to try to minimize that was very disheartening for me. And I didn't think, look, someone that I don't know discredited my career, I'm cool with that. I can live with that. But someone that I considered a friend, or we were friendly, but I considered Skip a friend. For you to take that kind of personal shot at me, it really hurt me, Stephen. It really did.
But he was never your friend. But unfortunately, that's a lesson that people like us have to learn a lot of times. When you think people are your friends, or you think they your family, they really care about you and all of that, they gonna show you. They gonna show you for sure. But they just gonna show you the truth. Truth is, Skip had never showed any signs of being a true friend to Shannon. It's just Shannon would have liked to believe that, much like good-hearted people like to believe other people have their best interest in hand.
You said in the split moment you had to make a decision.
I had to make a decision.
I'm saying I'm saying to crystallize in that moment, the split decision was what? What you did, or what were you thinking about doing?
What I didn't do.
What are you talking about? What you didn't do? What do you mean by that?
Stephen A. Man, look here. I remember going home, calling my sister. I called my brother. My homeboy has everybody had told him, and he had raced home that he'd watch it. It took a lot. It took a lot for me not to put my hands on him. It actually did.
I'm so thankful you didn't do that. I'm so thankful. First of all, I almost broke my hand just shaking, just touching your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? I just touched your shoulder, almost broke my damn hand. You're built like a chiseled brick house, for crying out, like, good Lord have mercy.
Stephen A. kept trying to get this answer out of him, but when he got it, now he wanna like joke and laugh and like deflect from. No, that's what it was. It took everything in me not to lay hands on this little white man right here. He was talking crazy. He almost got slapped upside his head. I'm trying to deflect. Now, this what you wanted, Stephen A. This what you wanted, ain't you? Huh? You want some clicks? I'm going to give them to you.
And I've been very respectful to everybody. But that hurt me that day. That really did, Stephen A. And my sister has become very, very religious. And she talked to me because she was like, Shannon, okay, yes. What he said was wrong. Yes, should he have said it? Yes. But you still Shannon Sharpe. You still my baby brother. You still love. You still got kids that love you. Your mom still loves you. Your brother loves you. You still got millions of people out there love you. So how much harm did he really do? Should he have said it? No. Could he have went or gone another direction? Yes. And so as time passed by, I started to realize, okay, you're right. You're right.
And listen, all I gotta say, I'm so glad your sister is saved, sanctified, and preaching on this here Sunday because, listen, you are still Shannon Sharpe, brother. If you don't matter to Skip Bayless, you don't matter to them white folks that was ousting you out of the building, you matter to us. You sure matter to me. You matter to your family. You still him. To you. Regardless of what everybody else did, you still him to you, to your kids, to your family. Everybody, listen, you still that guy to the people that it really mattered to. And this is a great time right now, even after the 42-6 loss that Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes took. It's a great time to reiterate what he said in press conferences from before. Because even after the loss, yeah, we got some things to fix. We got some stuff to fix, all that. But it still don't change what I am. I still know I'm a dog. And you can't make me change my opinion of myself.
What about me would make you think that I care about your opinion of me? Your opinion of me is not the opinion that I have of myself. You ain't make me, so you can't break me. You didn't build me, so you can't kill me. You know what? God established me, so you ain't nothing you could do to me. I've been dealing with this foolishness since Pee Wee football, man. I've been him. I've been a difference maker, a game changer. I've been that guy. So what will change now that I'm coaching? Not a darn thing. I'm not even playing the game, and you got an opinion of me. I'm not even on the field. But I'm pretty sure I get every darn coach I'm playing against, head coaches, and anything you want to do. But I love it, but I don't care. And I wish the world thought like that. Youngsters, if you're out there right now, do not give a darn what opinions people have of you, long as that opinion is not consistent of that of yourself. You be you. I'm not planning to make you feel good about me. I already feel good about me. I'm good.
See, one thing Coach Prime will teach you is that you better expect excellence from yourself. Carry yourself with confidence, because if you don't believe in you, who will? There is no expecting excellence without execution. You don't get excellence without study. You don't get excellence without grinding. You don't get excellence without practice. You got to go and make that stuff happen. And see, this is the reason that Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes are confident even after, and I know this interview was from before, but even after a 42-6 loss, they still confident because they practice the way that they preach. They practice excellence. Shannon Sharpe is confident in himself because he practices excellence. So it's nothing besides excellence that can exude out of him when he get on that main stage. And so the confidence don't come without work. So let's know that. But when you work like you do, and you put in the effort that you do into your craft, and you are who you are, and you know that God bless you to be who you are, and your family love you, and this, that, and other, don't let these other people strip you down and make you believe that you're not who God said you are. So carry yourself as God blessed you. to carry yourself as. This is your boy P. Cam. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.